Hi, I'm Cathy Thomas, and joining me today will be Jason Montelibano, the executive chef at Eats Kitchen and Bar at the Hotel Irvine. Chef will prepare one of my favorite comfort foods, creamy polenta with wild mushrooms. Chef, what's key to making a great polenta?
A lot of fat. So either butter, milk, and then in this precise recipe we use goat cheese.
I love it with the goat cheese in it.
It makes it super velvety and creamy.
And how are we going to start?
Brown butter, I love it. You get that nutty aroma and the nutty flavor.
It's really nice.
Definitely. Start it up at high heat, let the butter melt, and then bring it down until you start to see the fat kind of caramelize. On the other pot, we'll start with some milk.
High heat?
High heat. Over here, we have some mushrooms, Eringi, Bunapi, and then Bundashimichi. Also, right now in season are morels.
And if I was just going to my local supermarket to buy mushrooms for this dish, could I use just button mushrooms or cremini mushrooms or portobellos?
Definitely. Any of those would be a great substitute. So now we got the butter kind of bubbling in here.
I'm going to turn it down.
We can turn it down now and then we can just let it go for a little bit.
What if I switch these two?
Definitely, that's fine.
All right.
While we wait for the milk, we can start cutting the mushrooms.
All right. So you just cut off the base of those mushrooms.
On this mushroom, we just cut off the base and kind of just pull them apart.
Right.
The reason why I love using these mushrooms is the different contrast of textures and the way it looks. It kind of almost looks like a forest.
I like that.
So our milk is almost there. So you just add in the polenta.
Now some people like white polenta.
White polenta is also a great substitute for this. I mainly use the yellow as far as colors and contrast. And we'll let that simmer gently.
Off to the side, Chef, you've got some eggs in a sous vide.
We have a couple of eggs in here sitting in the bath. We call this the slow egg at the restaurant. This, when you cut the egg, it looks like it's in slow motion. All right, now we can stir the polenta. Since the polenta is almost done, we can add the seasoning to it as now.
And
a little bit of cracked black pepper. Now we get to the fun part.
Yeah.
Butter. And then now we'll add the goat cheese as well. And you can use any goat cheese you like. So we'll get the pan on super high. The key to making mushrooms is you want a high heat. We'll start off with a little bit of shallots. Now we can add our mushrooms in. A little bit of salt, just to help the water come out more in the mushrooms. And a little bit of cracked pepper. And the mushrooms will kind of wilt down a little bit.
Gorgeous.
If you can hear them right now.
Yeah, they're happy. They're
happy.
singing.
They're singing. We'll finish it with some herbs. Thyme, parsley, chives, rosemary, and thyme.
The smaller mushrooms have gotten really well browned and they're very tender.
Definitely.
Whereas the larger mushrooms will still have a little bit of meaty chew.
Yep. We'll start with a little bit of bed of polenta. And we'll get the mushrooms. So there you have the egg. Put it on top of the polenta. You can finish it with a little bit of salt, black pepper, and then we get some of our brown butter.
That is gorgeous. Chef, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
This has
Cathy.
been so much fun.
So definitely, I have a wonderful time here.
Here's a quick tip from Melissa's. I love licorice, and that's one of the reasons that I like fennel, fresh fennel, so much. It's crisp with a hint of anise. And here's a riff on a Sicilian citrus fennel salad. Now we want to start by cutting up our fennel, and I want to cut off a little bit of the brown at the bottom. And you can slice it with a nice sharp knife, but this inexpensive mandolin makes quick work of cutting the bulb of the fennel. We just want to place all the components of the salad in one bowl. So this is quite easy to do. In goes the 2 bulbs of fennel, and then goes in a couple of tangerines. And the juice of 1 tangerine, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, about a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, ground fennel, about 3/4 of a teaspoon, just a little pinch of either paprika or Aleppo pepper, and some toasted nuts. I'm using pecans today. And then we're just going to give that a nice toss. And I'm going to add a small head of butter lettuce torn into bite-sized pieces. But I want to make sure that I get down to the bottom where the dressing is. We're going to need a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay, a little bite. It's good. It needs a little bit more salt. And when I tasted the lettuce, it didn't have enough acidity. But when you combine and eat the tangerines with it, it's going to have just the right amount of acidity. And that's all there is to it. The fruit and vegetable aisles are filled with so much potential. Try something new. Have an adventure.